Welcome to African Living Abroad. Welcome to my evening walk, and I'd like to show you something really special. Let's see how the sunset will appear magically. There it is, Manitoba sunset. Yay! Wow, look at that. I like fire, I like sunset, I like the sun, I like everything to do with light. I'm all for the light. And because this is the end of the season for the farmers here in the neighborhood, I just missed to show you some farm equipment because I want to show my friends in Africa what farming is like here. But I hope I can catch it another day. But maybe I can show you some plants around here. Look at those grasses. Oh, there, I'm right at an intersection. You can see on the tracks from the tractors that I just missed. Look at the plants there. I don't know yet what these plants are called, but one day I'm going to do my homework and I should be able to show you some plants, because when I'm in Africa or Kenya, a lot of people like in my neighborhood, they like to ask me, what is farming like here? What are the plants like? And so many things. I try to explain, but until you see it, you won't believe it. And actually the surprise is there will be a lot of plants here that are similar to the plants there, especially the weeds. So that is another topic for another day. So what I want to talk about today is lessons that I learned from the gym, the fitness gym that I don't go to anymore, because I discovered an alternative that works better for me. So a few years ago, when my youngest child was 4 months old or 6 months old, I was pretty out of shape and I wasn't too happy with myself. And so I went to the gym, and my trainer started me really easy, and with 15 counts of everything, 15 counts of lifting dumbbells, 15 counts of going on the treadmill or push-ups or doing something on the big exercise ball. And I found 15. It sounds easy, but when I approached 12, going up to 15, I realized that it became really hard to reach that goal. And it happened very often, starting from 12, 13, 14, 15. But I think it was the 13th count, heading to 15, that was so difficult, to the point that I quit and I kind of took a shortcut. And for me, if I like to succeed in something, I like to push harder. But so I kind of started to feel frustrated. And then I wondered why, because I don't like to quit very much. And then I realized that, every time before, what would happen if I pushed up to 15? So I started all over, and I started painfully to push to the 15th count, the last 3 counts of everything that day. And what surprised me is that I broke the resistance zone, and it became easier. I had a breakthrough. And so the next few days, I pushed harder, and I felt it was easier than before. Well, where am I at the moment with those fitness gym programs? I actually found an alternative that works better for me. I discovered that I'm a walker, and I have endurance for walking. I can walk, sometimes I can wander too far. And sometimes when I have too much energy or maybe anger energy, I can walk far, 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 far. I hope I don't get lost. But I have walked up to 8 miles. I mean, 4 miles, 4-mile roads, you can see, you can measure it with these road miles here. It's called square miles. So from one road to the other, to the other, there's an intersection, and that is a mile road. And then it's in squares or rectangles. So I pace myself, and when I go from one intersection to another, I know I've reached 1 mile. And because there's so much to see, it's enjoyable to all the senses for me. And I learned so much from nature. And all my inspiration comes from being out here. So I discovered the walking, and I realized I've been walking all my life. From my teen years, actually in Kenya, I used to walk on the railroad a lot. But anyway, I found that walking, I am successful when I'm walking. And then I discovered later on, a few years ago, yoga. And yoga was not easy in the beginning, but it's my style of exercising, slow but sure. And you see the results. And then recently, I discovered Tai Chi. Tai Chi is very slow, but sure. You can really sweat. Well, I haven't mastered that yet, but so I realized that I found something that works for me, and I do that consistently. And I realized, from that, I learned a lesson from those last 3 counts of my exercises at the gym. If I had quit at the gym because I could not go beyond 12 counts, I realized I could transfer that mentality to other things in my life that I'm waiting to break through. So, and I think that it could be, and for me I thought about prayer, something that I would be praying for, and it was taking too long to be answered. And I thought, what if I quit praying about it, and then I'll forget about it, and the answer could come, and I wouldn't even recognize it. So it motivated me to keep, to even finish, to go always to the finishing line. We don't want to be quitters in this world. We are not meant for that. We're actually meant for success, because we can succeed. And we have a lot of potential. Actually, we don't know it. We have lots of potential. And so if we quit as parents, for instance, what will our children learn? Or if a child comes to you and says, "Oh, this is too hard," and you can say, "Forget, you can start something else, whatever." And so that child will have a string of unfinished things. And as they continue in life, they might have a lot of unfinished business. So actually, talking about unfinished business, I have actually gone back to clearing my unfinished business of the past, because I've lived in 3 countries and I recognize things that were unfinished. Maybe relationships with friends that went sour, and I just left like that. And later in life, I just realized, there's some unfinished business. I looked up those people and I made it well. You know who you are if you're listening to this. So this world is full of quitters. Quitters, it's not desirable to quit. This world needs breakthroughs, people that are leaders, people that are, successful, because there are so many students behind us, so many people around us that need role models. For me, how do I succeed on my mile road? Even on days that I don't feel very energetic. So I pace myself, and I'm going to show you how I do that. If you look at the back there, you will see, where are those? Just go forward here. We have some telephone poles that are, because we're in the country, we don't have those special underground telephone system. Oh, there's one. You can see that telephone pole? So I would start maybe from there, and I think, okay, I'm going to go between 2. So now I would go, I lost it. Between 2 poles. And I think, oh, that's great, that's doable. Let's go to the next one. And then it's doable. And then I keep going until I reach an intersection. And then I feel, okay, that's great, that's good for today. And I feel really good, no guilt, I feel successful. So I want to challenge you, those of you who are waiting for your prayers to be answered, you're doing the law of attraction, which I'm into these days. and just lay your needs up there before God and pray about it. Wait for it, but don't forget it. Don't forget it too long to the point that you don't recognize your answer. And the last three counts. And I want to also talk to those people that are waiting to immigrate to Canada, especially. That process is tedious. That process is long. That you can be so discouraged, and your dream is coming true, and you're tied between your country and that country. You want to let go of these, but you're not sure of the future, of whether you'd be accepted to come to Canada. And we've gone through that. And sometimes you've got to let go to get to the next dream. And so I'm not saying that you should quit. I'm saying be persistent. Be persistent. Because persistence, I think in another word, is patience. And patience is actually been built into our success. So I want to encourage you and say, you know what, even if you fail while waiting, keep pushing anyway, start all over again. And if I think of people who have really encouraged me, someone I can think of right now is Steve Jobs. He had a very good idea, and then I don't know, like some businesses, they go, you lose it, or some people play you and topple you or sabotage you. And if Steve Jobs had quit, wow, I would not be holding this beautiful phone that he helped create. So he got up, dusted himself, started all over again, became successful again, all over again. So what is the difference between Steve Jobs and me and you? I think it's persistence. It's holding that fire of a dream in their mind and in their heart, that passion, and saying, you know what, this is what I'm good at, and I'm going to go for it. And those that have tried like that, those that have started and failed and got up again. And by the way, I heard of an older man who lost everything when he was in his 50s. I forgot his name. But he started again and he succeeded. And I read that he was even much better than he started. So what is that thing you are waiting for? How long are you waiting? How many counts are before you? 3 years? 3 months? 3 days? 3 hours? 3 minutes? 3 seconds? Keep waiting. Keep being persistent. And don't lose that goal. Because you'll succeed. Rise up. Get up. Keep going. The world needs you. Your children needs you. Your family needs you. Everybody needs you. And share your successes. So I want to say that if you really like what I'm sharing, like it, share it with other people, subscribe to it, click on the notification bell, and you are going to be notified when I post my next video. Until next time, continue building bridges in your life, whatever bridges they are, mending bridges, family, broken relationships, between you and your children, whatever it is. I agree, it's not easy. It is not easy. You need a lot of persistence. You need a lot of patience, and it's going to succeed. So in the meantime, I will continue to build my own bridges cross-culturally and culturally, and see you again. Bye.